Hi guys, I'm Shadow and I am here to help expand your thinking. I have a Bible today and I want to read a verse with you guys. I'm actually learning about seasons right now and I am understanding that nothing is random. Everything is happening exactly how it's supposed to be. So I am reading from Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1. It says, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun." And then it goes on and just talks about how there's a time to be born, a time to die, a time for pain, a time for joy. It just goes on talking about that. And it goes on chapter 15. It says, "Whatever is has already been, and whatever will be has been before, and God will call the past to account." So there are seasons. Everything happens in a season. So the moment you understand seasons, then you are able to react differently and appreciate the season that you are in. There's certain seasons that we don't need to prepare for, because you don't need to prepare to have a good time or prepare to be abundant and just receive. But can you be grateful for a season for winter? Can you be grateful for the season of pain? Can you be grateful for the season of grief? Because when you understand that that season, winter, is there to strengthen you for the new fruits of spring to sprout. Because everything has already been, and what will be has been before. So the same wars that were being fought in the past are the same wars we are fighting now. The only difference is that the wars are the wars are based on the time that we are in now. So it's not the guns and spears war that had happened in the past, but now it's the wars of technology and spirituality. It's the same wars happening at the same time. The sun is moving in the same routine every single time. And there's a time for the moon, there's time for winter, there's time for all these seasons. And when you understand that, you know what to do for what season. You know how to be prepared for a season. Like, you know how animals have a time where they especially ants. I've seen some ants, they gather food just before winter and then they disappear. So they know what they need to do based on the season that they are in. They are not panicking about the season. Instead, they are preparing for the season because they understand the value of that season, that is meant to happen that way because there is a grand design. Everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to happen. It's just that it is happening at a different time. That's why we think it is happening differently. And when you are aware, you do not react in a panic state, because you understand that the season is there for a reason. So panicking is not going to help. Instead, be in that season, understand the season, and grow from that season so you can move forward and be able to experience a season that comes after that negative season or winter. And when you are experiencing joy, you experience joy, but you understand that there is an equal and opposite reaction to the joy that you're feeling that is there and has to come in and balance the two. There is no dark without light. There is no good without bad. There is, everything comes in duality. And when you understand duality, you understand that you don't have, you can't judge anybody else because you have those seasons too. You don't judge. You understand that, well, there's a good and a bad to everything. And when you understand that, you are able to be prepared for a season. And when that season happens, you use that season to become stronger, better, brighter, smarter. Like it is an elevation of yourself. It is put there because that is just the flow of the universe. There's a grand design to everything. Everything has to happen exactly the same way in different timelines. Different timelines. A time for everything. A time for everything. And here on chapter 4, verse 2, it says, "And I declared that the dead who had already died are happier than the living who are still alive." How? They are happier. You know why? Because they woke up from the dream. They have more understanding. They are now connected to the divine. They are now connected to self. Because the reason this life or reality, it is making people panic or lose their minds or get stuck in their own heads is because we don't understand seasons, and we don't understand that this is here for us to learn and grow. And there are certain things that need to happen for certain things to grow, for certain things to bloom. You can't just move one way. There's negative and positive, there's male and female, there's a balance. They both need each other. There has to be a balance. There's a balance to these things. And wow, it's really amazing to be aware of what you are creating. And the universe will reflect back to you whatever it is that you're creating. And sometimes you need to take responsibility for what you have created. That's why you are in that state. Instead of wanting to jump that timeline, be in that timeline, understand the timeline, study it, and use it for fuel to move it to higher heights. Elevation comes with discomfort. Nobody prepares you for the good times, but for true bliss, the two have to balance. You have to understand and accept the bad and the good of yourself for you to be one with self. And once you understand that, you are able to understand another person's good and bad, that you don't judge them. You see them as beings, as human beings, as you. You see them as yourself, that they have their own things. They move their own way, and that is okay. It's who they are. And when you start being yourself, you realize that more and more people when they are around you, it allows them to be themselves too, because they see you being you for you, and it gives them permission to feel safe and be able to do that for themselves. So, wow. Anyways, like, I've been reading the Bible a lot, and I am finding so much knowledge from this book, because now finally I'm reading it for understanding and applying that understanding, not just reading a book and having all these scriptures memorized, but now you don't apply the knowledge that you're getting from this. When you start applying that knowledge and understanding it according to who you are, then that knowledge builds inside of you. It creates. You're able to create your world, because now you are getting knowledge and applying it, instead of just gathering knowledge and knowledge and knowledge. And you speak about all these great people who have done great things, but you have not proven that for yourself. When you get knowledge, apply it and have proof from your own experience about that knowledge. Change your life, man, and be more blissful.